and welcome to Let's Play Minecraft. Okay, so on today's exciting episode, we're just doing a few housekeeping things. First of all, I went ahead and put a door on this little cave thing that was down here, just in case, I forgot to get an area lit up and there's a zombie that spawns in here, which is definitely possible looking down there. I've been having all sorts of sound issues, so if this sound sounds a little weird, I'm tweaking that. I'm working on that. Oh, he just got his wool back. I'm working on the sound issues, though, guys, so thank you for being patient. Okay, so obviously I have a little sugarcane farm here, and it is, I like the design, actually. It's kind of small, but, if I harvest it semi-frequently or semi-regularly, it actually is fairly productive. Now, here's my wheat farm, of course. It's very small, too, but it's pretty effective because it is, I leave room between the rows with tilled land, which makes it grow faster. Which, until I really get a little bit deeper into the game, speed is more important than quantity. Quantity will become later, or important later, more important later. I did a little bit of landscaping work and clearing some things out. Obviously, my house is just sitting there, and it's fine. But on today's exciting episode, our episode goal, is to explore a little bit and find at least 2 exotic animals and build one shelter away from my main house. And it's kind of funny because my main house could be viewed as a shelter. It's very modest down there. But anyway, there's desert over there too, and that's part of the same desert that's off to the right there. And so one of the things that is going to be key as we explore here is that, the desert, what role does the desert have as we proceed with this? Deserts are useful, and they're definitely different than certain other types of areas, but, I guess, and I'm making some iron equipment here just to have. But anyway, the deserts have some good things about them and some not so good things about them. Maybe I should have built a set of iron equipment here, a goal too. I guess if you want to consider that a goal, well, consider the goal met. Anyway, I feel better going exploring if I have a little bit of iron armor on me, so I'll go ahead and equip all this. You can equip it with shift too. Okay, there you go. Okay, so there I am, all decked out. I think Minecraft could simplify things a little bit with the, or not simplify, could make the armor and clothing system more complex. I think that it was simple and that had its purpose, but I think it'd be better to be more complex now. Okay. Here's a map of the area around my house. And as you can see, there's desert to the south and east. And that's basically where we are. We're at sort of the border between my biome there, where the crosshairs are, and that desert to the southeast. We're just going to kind of follow the coastline more or less as we proceed. Okay. Anyway, I had a long car ride for work yesterday, and I got to thinking, because I was really bored, and I was like, what is it about Minecraft that makes it such an amazing game, and what things could they do better? So I had a few thoughts on that. Maybe I'll share those with you as we just are walking around here. First of all, I think what makes Minecraft an interesting game, or the wonderful game that it is how it's based on this block mechanic system. And that lends itself to several very important things. Before I appreciated that, I actually hated the game when I first tried it. I think I tried it a couple years ago one time, and I really hated it. I thought the blocks were terrible, and I didn't get it. I only gave it about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I was like, I'm done. But I came back to it, and I absolutely love it now. And I think it's because of the blocks, the very thing that I thought was bad the first time around. And I think the reason I think that way is because, and by the way, I'm facing east here, so, following the coastline here. But anyway, the reason I think that the block mechanics make it work is just because, it allows the world generation to be different every time. It actually, the graphics aren't bad. The texture just gets repeated onto blocks. It's not like this bad graphics. I mean, sure, there are limitations. You can't build diagonally very well, but you know, it works, and it's also just when you focus on gameplay rather than integrating every possible real-life graphics possibility. I think that speaks to a different style of game development. It's kind of like Dwarf Fortress, for those of you who have played that, a game that I really love. Dwarf Fortress, also not the most graphically complex game in the world. I guess I'll get some mutton from this sheep, by the way. By the way, I'm not counting these sheep as one of my 2 exotic animals, because I already have sheep back in my main area there. My main little island or peninsula, or whatever you want to call it. But I could use this wool and mutton, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Okay, so, as I was saying, the blocks make the game work kind of like Dwarf Fortress, because if you're not focused on implementing these complex graphics and really high demand graphics, you know, if you're not focused on gradiating hills and, you know, think about it this way, okay? For a creature to move from, let's say, 18 feet laterally in Minecraft, 18 feet, if you divide each block by about 3 feet, that gives us six blocks. So the creature's moving 6 blocks, 18 feet. And the game really only, I mean, it has the graphics have to be there, and the animation has to be there, but really, as far as thinking goes, processing speeds, all that's happening is entity X is moving from block A to block G, which is 6 away from A. I think I did my calculation there. So, in other words, basically, the game doesn't have to think that hard to get a sheep to move 6 blocks or 18 feet in Minecraft. But if you get a sheep that has to move 6 blocks away in, oh, what's another game with sheep? Gosh, I can't even think. Well, let's do horses. Minecraft, the horse moves six blocks away, same as the sheep. You know, it's very easy. It's just one calculation of 6, a linear distance of 6. Now, if a horse has to move that far away, you know, in let's say Skyrim, okay, the horse has to move a lot more pixels because, you know, 6 blocks laterally in Minecraft would be, you know, just hundreds of pixels, or hundreds of, you know, quote-unquote blocks in a game like Skyrim. Now, that lends itself to much more precise contouring and graphic outcomes, but it does detract from the programming and from the, from the gameplay a little bit. You know, if you spend that much time with a world that's so complex as far as the graphics and possible movements go, you have to necessarily spend less time with other gameplay things like that. So anyway, as you can see, I made a couple boats, and we're going to travel along the coastline until we see some exotic animals. Got my compass out, by the way. There's a goal in the previous episode. That'll help me get back once I find my exotic animals. Okay, looking up ahead, it looks like a swamp biome. And if you remember back to that map, which I'm going to show you again here in a minute, the map is going to go ahead and verify that it is, in fact, a swamp biome. By the way, the map, some of you will recognize, it's from Chunkbase, the Biome Finder app at chunkbase.com. I think it's Chunkbase or something like that. And it just shows you the biomes, but in the meantime, you get a nice, handy little map. So here's a little jungle, or not jungle, it's a swampland. And this is a cute little island, so let me just try this out. It's a new biome for me, and okay, I got some seeds that can be useful. Got this blue plant, I like it. The blue plant, by the way, can be used to make certain types of dyes later on. And a few mushrooms. Okay, good. So some resources. But I think maybe what I want to do is... Yeah, okay, I get some vines, and I get some leaves. So I don't have anything like that yet back home. Using the shears on vines allows you to preserve the vines. Shears are kind of like a... what is it called? A flower touch or a silk touch enchantment for some things, but not everything. And they're very useful. People don't use them enough, but they're very useful. Okay, so let's go ahead and It's getting kind of dark, I think. I could go to the next island over. I think I'm just going to build a quickie survival shack and bed here. Anyway, as you can see, here's the map that I was on. I went southeast and around the coastline there, and that circle now is approximately where I ended up on this little jungle area. So, making a bed, throwing a bed down, a little excess wool here. I've actually got a decent amount of wool. But I think what I'm just going to do is throw a bed down, and I can just sleep, I guess. But I think what I might do is just build a quickie wall. Just kind of mark this area as somewhere I've definitely been. That's one thing that I like about Minecraft is if you get lost, you come across like some old thing that you built one time, and that's kind of cool. There's the nighttime music. So I guess I'm doing this weird shape. Well, maybe not. Alright, clean it up a little bit there. Okay, that's fine. It's still kind of a weird shape, but I could go ahead and do the whole house, but I'm just going to do a little wall, because I think that'll be enough to, if I come upon this place later, I can tell that I've been here. I'm just going to sleep the night off real quick. Okay, and I think as it's morning here, I think I'm going to go ahead and embark and look for those animals. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the crafting table and the bed. Go ahead and build another boat or two as well, because obviously I'm going to want to keep using the sea. I broke apart my last boat. I'm trying to decide whether I should leave this bed here or not. And I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, actually, because I have plenty of resources, and if I ever come across it, it'll be really convenient, so go ahead and grab this grass and these just saplings. I've got a lot of good resources now. So let's get to sailing, shall we? Okay, so there's more swamp islands here. And, ooh, don't hit the tree. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Okay, no problem. Okay, so the boat is kind of like a vehicle, or it is a vehicle, obviously, but it's like horses in that you can kind of get away with things that you normally wouldn't be able to get away with, like going under one branch of trees rather than two. Got some lily pads while I'm at it. The lily pads can be helpful because you can use those to keep water, but and without destroying the water or otherwise indicating that the water's not there, and also allows you to stand on top of the water. So it's nice. Alright, so here we are on another island. I see an animal. What is the animal? Nope, that's not an animal. That's just the land. There's a nice red mushroom there, though. Pigs. Okay, pigs. I don't have pigs at home, so pigs are exotic animal number 1. Sort of island boar style pigs here. Okay. Opening a bag of wintergreen breath mints in the background. I hope you don't. I love this stuff. I'm just gonna have a mint as we continue here. Looking around this island, I'm not seeing anything else, so I might go ahead and embark for the next little area. You know, that's the thing with swampland. Swampland has some important advantages, including an abundance of clay and that blue orchid flower, and decent animal life. Witches' huts are common. Oh, damn lily pads. You know, lily pads, I'm not sure what the mechanic is exactly, but it seems like they have a chance, but not a guarantee of breaking boats up. So I'm going to build, like, okay, I don't even have my crafting table, so I'm going to build a crafting table. I'm going to build, like, 8 boats or something. I'm going to, like, fill my inventory with boats, basically. Anyway, as I was saying, oh, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, jungles. Or swamps. I always get jungles and swamps confused. What else about swamps? Oh yeah, they're great if you're really in desperate need of a slime. You go to a swamp swamp at nighttime, and there's a pretty good chance that a slime is going to spawn there if you're if you're doing what you should be and it's not too bright. Okay, well, my boat broke again, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get to this island and figure it out. No, just use the lily pad. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I had to eat one of my wintergreen breath mints. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. God damn it. Stupid boats breaking on lily pads. So not realistic. I guess I need to put my crafting bench up and... yeah, I'm just gonna fill my inventory with these bitches now. Now we're talking. 6 should be fine. Okay, so I'll go ahead and grab the wood and get back in the water. Throwing away some unnecessary things there. And of course I dropped my crafting bench into the water too. You know, the God's honest truth is I don't need it, but may as well try to grab it. It's so dark down here. That's one thing about the water that I hate, is how dark it is. Does anybody know, do jack-o'-lanterns work in the water? I know glowstone blocks do, but do jack-o'-lanterns? I can't remember. I'll have to test that out later. Okay, so this plains-looking area over here looks pretty good. Let's check that out. Maybe there'll be some different animals there. So we got pigs, and actually there's some more pigs. So, more pigs. And let's just crash right into the island. Oh, cool. Oh, never mind. It did break. I mean, it's almost pointless to try to avoid breaking your boat, because it's almost always going to break. And this is a little sub-island. There's a bigger island over here. Let's just swim over. I think I see an animal. I do. Looks to be a donkey or a mule of some sort. I'd say donkey. I think mules you can only breed. I think donkeys are the ones that spawn in the wild. So yeah, these are definitely donkeys. And I think what I'm gonna want to do is just light this place up, make it recognizable for when I come back to get the donkeys. And donkeys are really useful animals because they can store items for you. This is a tremendous advantage because you can walk across the wilderness with the donkey and you'll have a whole chest that's like mobile. It's kind of like a it's like that mount in World of Warcraft that you can, it's like a pack mount. I can't remember. Anyway, up the little cave. I don't know, I cannot resist the allure of a cave. Fortunately, this one's very little, so I don't have to worry about getting lost for an entire episode in a cave. But okay, let's you know what, let's do something to make this island more recognizable. If I'm, you know, boating past it sometime in the future, looking for my donkeys. So let's go to the coast first and foremost. Hey, ducky. They're cute. I came from that direction I was just looking at. This would be a good place for a little thing that I can build here. Maybe just a little dock or a little monument or a dock. I don't really have any cobble. I better do a dock. So I'll go ahead and get oak planks and stuff, and we'll go ahead and... it'll just be a small little dock. Well, I think what I'll do is extend it out about half of the wood planks that I had, which is I think about 40. And I'll do the other side now. By the way, here's where I was in the jungle there. And here's where I went to find the little plains area. See the plains between the jungle and the desert there? I'm somewhere in that circle, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not exactly sure. So, anyway, that's about where I am on the world map. This is a very small glimpse of the world, by the way. You can zoom out on the program. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this dock out like this. I guess I could make it 4 longer. Let's go ahead and build a crafting bench. What am I doing? Oh, fences, yeah. Put some fences on the dock. Looks a little bit more natural that way. Oh, you know, earlier in the episode, I mentioned, you know, what could Minecraft do to be better? And one of the things that I thought it could do would be to, oh, that's neat how it just stays there. One thing that would be really neat would be to allow boats to be tied up to fence posts with leads like you can with horses. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. We found our 2 exotic animals. Now all we need to do is build a survival shelter. And since the sun is low, I'm pretty sure we're basically just going to sail until we need to stop for the night. And let's just build a quickie shelter wherever we stop, shall we? Sorry, I had to have another mint. I was kind of trying to avoid the lily pads for fear that they'd break my boat. I think one thing Minecraft could do better is make boats break on lily pads far less frequently. Another thing Minecraft could do would be to change up the cave look a little bit. Now, the addition of granite, diorite, and andesite did wonders in this department, but I think they could do more. If you think about like being down in a cave, you know, you think about stalactites and stalagmites, you think about maybe algae in pools and things like that. You think about maybe some even more diversity in rock type. A little bit of plant life, and I think Minecraft does an okay job with like fungus and stuff that grows in caves, but I think it could be better. Also, again, to reference Dwarf Fortress, that game had like different types of caves, like a blue cave or a green cave, based upon what kind of plant life grew there. So, just throwing that out there. Anyway, I'm trying to put a torch on this island so I know where I came from, and I'm having trouble. Navigating with boats is very difficult, in case you haven't figured that out. We got a torch up there, so that's good. Gonna go ahead and try to find another place to put a torch, I think. This is the main desert area, I think, from earlier. Maybe the other side of it. I'm not actually sure where I am right now, but I'm somewhere down from where that jungle plains intersection was, and I'm definitely going to keep following the coast. I don't even know where I put that last torch. I can't even see it, but whatever. There it is. Well, I want to put another torch within eyesight of that one, so... It's kind of like that scene in Lord of the Rings where the one dude lights the brazier, and then the next dude along the wall lights the next torch, and the next one, and the next one. I want to be able to look at from one torch and see the next one, go to there, and then see the next one, and go there, and see the next one, and go there. Oops, that one went on the side of where the water was, so I'll just jump up here real quick. Actually, this island is would not be a horrible place to spend the night. Very, very difficult for monsters to spawn on it, and either way, I can clear them out pretty quickly and easily. Got a couple monsters trying to make their way over, but that's going to take a while. Yeah, I could just do a quickie shelter on here. Why don't I do that? A little survival hut. Another thing about the block mechanic that makes this game so good is that because of that, how easy it is to... Okay, hold on, let me tell you about the map first. Alright, so I crossed this little ocean somehow, and I'm somewhere along here. I could be up where that circle is, I could be down farther south, but it's where that yellow line, I'm somewhere along there. And so I'm just looking for a little shelter for the night. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the block mechanic lends itself to very large worlds and random creation protocols and algorithms and things. And so that makes exploration a lot of fun. One thing I think Minecraft could do better, that they've done better and better with over the years, is to add more pre-generated structures and figure out a way to make them generate that doesn't get glitchy. Like I have a desert temple that has like a giant cavern underneath it, so the treasure doesn't spawn because the cavern or whatever. I don't even know. And jungle temples and all that. Those are great. Villages in particular are great. I think the algorithm for villages could be spruced up a little bit, and they could have a little bit more randomness in the size of villages. I think there should be. Oh, by the way, I'm speeding this sand excavation up, so you don't have to watch that. I think there could be some, some villages that are like 100 people, and then some like your normal village, it's like 18 people, if that. Anyway, one thing I want to do in this Let's Play series is a lot with villages eventually. But obviously we got to do basic stuff first, like get farms going and get enchanting and all that. So, alright, here's the beginning of my sand survival hut. I guess it's going to be sand, although sand does not do good for roofs. We'll have to see about that. Speeding up a little bit more digging here. I thought I might get some more materials that I can use to build this hut. So I'm going to dig down and get some blocks that are not affected by gravity, like sandstone, cobble, etc. So, as I'm getting these things, obviously the sand falls down, which is potentially painful, and it could also ruin what I've built upstairs, so hopefully I didn't do that. But I put a few torches in as I was doing my resourcing here. I mean, honestly, if I spawned on an island in the middle of nowhere, that's probably what I would do, is just dig down like that, and use the island as sort of the starting point for a mine shaft. Okay, so here's what we're doing. So we're just making a little sand outline where we're going to be protected, and then we'll spruce it up with some other materials. The zombie's getting close. Trying to think what Minecraft could do better from a animal standpoint. And I'm thinking, they've got most of the basic farm animals. So maybe they should add more wild animals that don't turn hostile unless you're within like a couple blocks. I mean, that would be easy to do, right? And something in exotic biomes, lions and tigers that are not tameable. In forests, you could do bears. In plains, you could do wolves or something. Well, I guess they already have wolves. Hyenas in savannas. You pick. But wild animals would be a neat addition to the game. Add some diversity. I love the fact that they've added a lot of animals already. That's great. I'm trying to think what other common animals that should exist don't exist in Minecraft. Maybe more sea life. I mean, right now they've got squids, which are weird. They've got guardians, and they've got fish that you can't see unless you catch them. So I wonder if there's not room for like a shark or like a dolphin or something. I don't know. Whales. You could always get whales. That would be quite a find. Maybe a whale could be like a rare spawn in deep ocean. And if you kill it, you get some pretty good rewards, like a ton of meat, some dye, just whatever. Some oils. Is oil a thing in this game? I don't even remember. Probably not. They should create an oil object to use in cooking and for defensive purposes. And fire-related purposes. Okay, so here's our little survival shack, by the way, and it's pretty much done. I think I consider this a complete shack with a door and a roof and everything. Not exactly the Hilton Garden Inn, but it's still pretty decent. That'll serve its purpose. So I think I'll go ahead and, with that, I will go ahead and depart back for home. So obviously I've got my compass out, and it's telling me I need to go left. So I'm gonna kind of do that, but I'm gonna keep my survival island with its little beacon in view if possible. That's a very small beacon, by the way. Fortunately, it's in open water, so that should help. Build some more torches here. Still see the survival island. I'm gonna break this boat. Yep. I've just got to learn how to slow down those boats when you approach the shore. It's kind of annoying. Like, that's one thing that I think they can improve on too, is boat mechanics. But, oh, and the other major improvement I was thinking, like, okay, I'm okay with the block world. I think it works really well. But it would be nice to have more options when you're building. So I wonder if there's not a way to do some sort of pane object that connects diagonally or something. I don't know. God knows all the builders would use that. Okay, there's an underwater temple. That's really good. That's really awesome. Underwater temples are made of prismarine, which is a very rare source of... well, it can make underwater lights, and it can make a really neat bluish aqua color of brick that we can use at home. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm way too weak to take that on right now, but I will go ahead and make a beacon that kind of points the way. So let me get up on land here and find a good place to make a little stone beacon by the shore. In case you haven't realized, you know, beaconing or putting up giant stacks with torches on them, it's a great way to remember where you're at and where you're coming from and all that. Incidentally, my compass tells me I'm going in the right direction by beaching here anyway, so that's not a bad thing. Go ahead and start it out with a little gravel, I suppose. Okay, there's that andesite. Well, with the torches on the side like that, we should be able to tell which direction the interesting object is. That's one use for beacons, is to help point out interesting objects that are as of yet unexplored. Speeding up a little tree harvesting here, obviously. And, you know, I think I saw a, well, I think I saw a cave over here somewhere. But I do believe that this is the same island or area where I spawned. In fact, I think I spawned just, like, literally right around the corner here. And I built a house in the opposite direction of where I am now, from where I spawned. So that's makes you feel like home. Cut out some of that tree gathering because it gets monotonous after a while. And I'm just following my compass, and I believe I'm getting close. My actual spawn point must have been like right up here, like literally right here. Or not. Oh, you know what? It's not taking me to spawn, or it's not taking me to world spawn, it's taking me to my last. Well, why would it be taking me to my bed? I didn't sleep there most recently. Maybe it's taking me to that jungle bed. Because that's where I slept most recently. Oh, whatever. Either way, I'm home. Harvest a little sugarcane. Use that for books later. Good times. Okay, so with the sugarcane harvested, you know, I'll let that grow back, but now I've got a decent stack of paper that I can do. You're going to need paper for enchanting eventually, and some other stuff too, maps if you want. So it's a good idea to have a reed farm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some stuff away. Including the, getting the iron cooking here. My miscellaneous chest here is going to be full of stuff. Well, that looks pretty good. I think that'll be pretty good organizational. I did get some of that dark wood from that first island that I got to, so that's good. Just a lot of stuff in here, really. I'm going to have to get a more complex sorting mechanism figured out in the near future, because throwing everything in one box is kind of crappy. It's easy to start separating things by box. You can do miscellaneous objects in one, building blocks besides from wood in another, and then the other one can be valuables or whatever. So I'm going to attempt to draw how I came back to my place here. I think that white line is basically it, and then the last red circle is approximately where I live. So that was the path that we took, and that's it for this episode. So if you've been watching, just remember, Professor Snuggles is looking out for you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.